Hey guys, so let me tell you what's going on with me. What's going on with me right now? Honestly, a lot of things. Like, well, despite the thing that's happening in California, LA. So I can tell you, LA, you're in my prayers, and I hope you... Yeah, I don't want to go into that right now, but all I can say is, LA, you're in my prayers. That is all. So what I've been doing for the past few months, besides making videos, this month, I'm really going to make promises I will keep, videos I will make, and my film, I'm officially decided to finally agree to make. Yeah, it is, and it's not what you think. I actually deleted the posts, and I finally figured out what I'm going to do for this next project I'm working on. And I'm going to show y'all. And don't worry, it's not exactly what you're going to expect. Galaxy Rider. And it's Rider with a Y in the mix. So don't worry, this is a project I've always wanted to make. Not really always, but somehow or some way, I've always wanted to make this. Went on eBay, bought a little bit of a new costume. Pretty much, I don't want to go into more details of that, but don't worry, all I can just tell you, that's the next project I'm working on, and that's the next project I'm going to do until I find a release date, or hopefully if I can find a release date for that, basically. And now, the videos I promise I'm going to make, since this is like the 30-year anniversary of Batman Forever, 30th anniversary of Pocahontas, and all you Power Ranger fanboys, yes, this is the 30-year anniversary of Power Rangers the movie. And don't worry, those Mondays, this Monday you'll get Batman Forever, the following Monday, something about Pocahontas, or something I can make about the movie Pocahontas. And on the 30th, or before the 30th, or let's just say before or after the 30th, I will make my video on the Power Rangers movie once and for all. That's not the actual title, but you get what I mean. But now getting that all out of my chest, have I not talked about the first Ninja Turtle movies? Yeah, I now have the Blu-ray collection of the Ninja Turtle movies we've gotten in the past. Ninja Turtles 1 from 1990. Ninja Turtles 2, Secret of the Ooze, 1991. I've already talked about Ninja Turtles 3. Maybe one day I will talk about the CGI Ninja Turtles movie. The first CGI. This one. The first one. The first CGI Ninja Turtle movie we got. And all I just wanted to tell you, who didn't grow up loving Ninja Turtles? No, really, who did not grow up loving Ninja Turtles? Now, of course, you can say, oh, it was because of those Power Rangers we didn't get into Ninja Turtles. And yes, yeah. Now, take it from me for a good example. I guess I could tell this story since I was technically 4 or 5 years old during the time. When I was 4 or 5 years old during the time, I had the Ninja Turtle bed sheets as a little kid. Yeah, so that's how good of a big fan I was for Ninja Turtles. And of course, I should probably mention this, Ninja Turtles also is the one main reason why I like yellow on a woman. If you know who I'm talking about, April O'Neil. Yeah. The big booby white lady. Yes, but now getting on to the movie. The movie I will definitely disagree with Sisko and Ebert, because yes, those two, Gene Sisko and Roger Ebert, ripped the hell out of this movie. They said it was so violent, it was so dangerous for kids to be watching, and they just thought, wow, this is a really violent movie. Is this supposed to be a kid's film? And yes, of course, the epic times they said damn a lot. Did you kill your damn rabbit? And of course, I never forgot about Raphael's outcry of the word damn.
Come back here! I'm not dead for you! Damn!
Yeah, if you were a kid back in the day, you heard the Ninja Turtles say damn, you were probably saying to yourself, wow, I didn't know the Ninja Turtles said damn a lot in the show. Yeah, I know. But either way, Ninja Turtles, the movie, I can give a shit less if it's violent. I can give a shit less they said damn. Because heck, there's sorry, I almost said that again. There's worse things besides saying the word damn. I mean, there really are worse things saying the word damn. They could have said bitch, shit, an F-bomb. I think there's some adult words they couldn't probably say. But all I can just tell you, we didn't care. Come on. It was a PG movie. This is back when PG movies felt more adult. And also for rated G movies like Beauty and the Beast. Yeah, they felt more adult also. I kid you not. But all I can just tell you, Ninja Turtles, the movie, it's so good. And yes, Jim Henson, the famous Jim Henson of the Muppets and Sesame Street, his effects team really worked hard to make the Turtles look flexible. And of course, there is this one weird moment in one of the parts of the movie where you can see the guy in the mask, or the guy in the puppet suit, face coming out of Donatello's mouth or something like that. I don't know. It's weird. But either way, Jim Henson, and yes, this was when Jim Henson was alive back in the early 1990s. And believe it or not, Jim Henson, God bless you. You did an incredible job with the Turtles' outfits. Now, yes, there's one thing I can count as a minus. That is, well, this is me being critical, but yes, the lady who plays April O'Neil, yes, she's a redhead. But I think they were trying to reference April from the show, but instead of a yellow jumpsuit with white boots, they gave her a yellow rain jacket with the white boots. So I can guess that's kind of close, and I guess that's kind of close in general. But either way, I should talk about the most important person. That is the Shredder. Yay. And of course, I guess might as well point out one certain thing about the Shredder I should probably mention. It's definitely a Darth Vader ripoff.
I am your father. No, I am your father.
Yeah. But either way, ripoff or not, this is the perfect depiction of the Shredder. Now, of course, they don't have Crane. Of course, they don't have that weirdo body that Crane is supposed to have. Yeah, which I always, like I said in my Turtles 3 Rant review, like, why not have Crane be the villain? But either way, now, judging by a couple of things in Turtles 2, I'm going to admit there's a couple of things in Turtles 2 that kind of makes it kind of the toned down version of Turtles 1. Like, for one thing, I can understand that parents thought the first Ninja Turtles movie was too violent. They used those sharp weapons, the sword, the katanas, the sais, the other things they had in Turtles 1. Yes, I can understand parents were like, can you kind of just tone down the violence and the swearing? And this is what I get to say. Damn you, parents of the 90s! I had to get that out of my system. But either way, yeah, the Turtles, they toned down the violence and swearing in Ninja Turtles 2. Yeah, Ninja Turtles 2, I mean, it's toned down, but not toned down a little bit too much. I do find certain scenes where Shredder... Yeah, the part where they try to, I guess, copy Batman 89 with the Joker coming out of the acid stuff that he comes out of and try to be a copy. And to be honest, they did make Shredder a little bit more scarier. A little bit more scarier. Like the part where Splinter just tosses him off the building and he falls. And yes, of course, in comes Casey Jones, starting the compactor and crushing the hell out of him. But one thing I can tell you, it's still a little scary to see a guy come out of the trash with a super scarred face. Now, of course, you were to see, depending what your TV has, if you were to see Shredder's actual face, it's not actually that badly scarred, but depending how you do your arrangement on your TV, on your flat screen, it would make it look like he has no scar on his face or messed up deformation or something like that. But if you look at it, you have your... It just depends on how you set your TV. But how they make it seem like... They make it seem like, oh, he's totally scarred as shit. But, yeah, another thing I could probably mention... April O'Neil being played by a different actress, which the actress who was playing April O'Neil is from Boston. Maybe I may have saw her a few times. But, getting back on topic, the Turtles, well, they're a little bit like in the cartoon show, in this case. Raph is still the angry, hot-headed one. Leo is still the leader asshole of the group. Michelangelo is still the fun, happily lovable guy that he is, which honestly, they did a good job with Michelangelo in this movie, the second film. And of course, they have Donatello doing science stuff. I'm not saying that phrase that he's mostly known for in the intro, but either way. So, what can I really say? Well, it's more fun and comedic in this one. Yeah, Ninja Turtles, the opening fight scene with Ninja Turtles saving Keno, and honestly, Ernie Ray Jr., you are still Keno to me. You will always be Keno to me, and you will always be the perfect character, a perfect created character for the film itself. But either way, the Turtles, I mean... Come on, who doesn't? How can you not crack up when you see the opening where they're fighting the guys in the pantyhose? I'm sorry, I had to laugh at that. But either way, the guys that are fighting and they're wearing the pantyhose on their head. Yeah, how can you not laugh at that? That part where Donatello messes one of them. Anyways, honestly, and yeah, I guess I can understand there's certain characters that do show up. One person you know who I'm going to mention who made this a classic song for Ninja Turtles 2. Ice, ice, baby. Ice, baby. Ice, baby. Yeah. Vanilla Ice. So I will mention this, and I will mention it right away. The whole thing with Vanilla Ice, how Raph gets tossed by Toka and Razar, and he busts through the door, and he now realizing, wait, what, am I in a Vanilla Ice concert? What the hell? What the hell is this? And I'm like, so wait, Shredder? Okay, I'm not even going to question it. It's just, it might as well be an honest mistake. Or maybe it's a New York thing. I don't know. But either way, yeah. Ninja Rap. Yeah, I just have to say it. Ninja Rap. What else can I really say? Ninja Rap. And it is kind of funny how Vanilla Ice, just like that, comes up with a rap song that wasn't rehearsed, but somehow the dancers somehow dance to it. Like really, in comes the Ninja Turtles. He just like that, on the fly, comes up with an unrehearsed rap that the dancers somehow just dance to it. I'm like, okay, why? Okay, I guess. I mean, hey, Vanilla Ice was a big thing in the early 1990s. Yeah. So, yeah, what else can I really say? But probably not bother this guy when he's at the airport. That's the best thing I can say. Probably not bother this guy when he's at an airport. That's the one thing I can definitely say. But either way, now for my biggest nitpick. And of course, it's everybody's biggest nitpick about Ninja Turtles 2, Secret of the Ooze. And that is not Toka and Razar not being Bebop and Rocksteady. Now, of course, maybe they couldn't get the rights for Bebop and Rocksteady, or maybe they want to do something a little different. That was like a reference to Bebop and Rocksteady. But that's not my complaint. My complaint is Shredder turning into Super Shredder. And I asked this. If you're Super Shredder, how is it you die from having beams of wood being dropped on you? That's the one thing I've always asked about Ninja Turtles 2. Like, how is it that he's Super Shredder? Like, he can survive falling off of a building, heading into a trash truck, being compacted, and somehow survive that? But he can't survive beams of wood being Super Shredder? That makes no sense. How do you survive? How is it that you've gotten so OP, let's just call it that. How is it you've gotten so OP to the point of the fact that you have beams of wood that you probably would just burst out of that, like, completely, and all I'm just saying is, how can you not survive that? Like, the turtles survive, by just jumping into the river, and just like that, you don't, like, why? That's like the one thing I can say about Turtles 2 that is the biggest plot hole, and yes, anybody would say that's the biggest plot hole about Ninja Turtles 2, basically. But yeah, there are more turtle battles in this one. The first one, there's a majority of turtle battles, mostly with Raphael. But yeah, I do like this one part where they're trying to come up with a thing to defeat Toka and Razar. And Michelangelo is like, I like the fact how Michelangelo is the only one that gets confused when it comes to certain things about science. But the one thing that he definitely gets is the one thing where the professor says, where we're like, well, we won't know until we spray those guys. Actually what? Indigestion is the only cause. What? You mean they have to eat it? Yeah. He didn't get the several other parts that the professor says, but when it comes to indigestion, yeah, of course, that's the one thing he ends up finding out. Oh, they have to eat it. So yeah, of course. What else can I really say? But yes, I can mention one last thing. That's one thing that Splinter said. That one part where they're trying to clean up the place. And of course, you know what I mean by when they're trying to clean up the place. They make a certain reference.
Hey guys, check this! Wax on, wax off, wax on, mouth off.
But anyways, the part where they mention Splinter, he's been up since he saw your interview. Up doing what? To a decision. Yeah, I know. I'm not gonna make the gesture, but you know what I mean by that. But anyways, Ninja Turtles 1 and 2. Yeah, they're still good. At least, I know 2 is more kid friendly, but I think 2 does have one little bit of thing I can say. It is the reason why Ninja Turtles 3 had those stupid, corny jokes. And yes, there was talk about making Ninja Turtles 4 after 3, but after Turtles 3, what was there to do? Of course, CGI it, basically, but we'll get to that later. Soon, maybe not this year, hopefully the next, but we'll talk about that pretty soon. But yeah, still, Turtles 1 and 2 still had the Jim Henson team, and that's basically it. That's the reason why they were good. Jim Henson worked on Ninja Turtles 1 and 2 until his passing. And yeah, his team, like I said, did an incredible job. More incredible than Turtles 3. I give it that. But either way, that's all I can say for right now. So, go Ninja! Go Ninja! Go! I know it's corny. But heck, well, I'll say the obvious. That is Turtle Power. Yeah. So, look forward for the videos that I said I was going to make for this month. And don't worry, you'll hopefully see the trailer, hopefully the next month of my project. So with that being done and said, Vertical Spy, outro. And one last comment I want to mention. The person you see in the end of this video is the real Steve Blum. Voice of Spike, Tom, and many other voice acting characters he's done. So, definitely listen to him when he says, Steve?
Yo, Steve Bloom here, voice of Spike Spiegel. Remember to subscribe and get vertical.